All right, awesome. So we finally here. We made it to the championship. Round of applause for everybody who's made it to the championship.
What a journey.
It's been great. It's been great, but in the end, it's down to 2. And we have Seed 1 versus Seed 2. Seed 1 is Martin Panger, and Seed 2 is Jonathan Vanderwoord. Let's get started.
I think it's really worth saying here that both of these submissions got the right answer. And there's my bias. Yeah, the right answer. I'm joking, but I'm not, in the sense that, based on the criteria that I would apply, and I think that these, that both of these entries, are looking at, I very much agree with the outcome, I guess is a simple way to say it, and they're making their case. But, again, I do think that both of these are super strong, and this is going to be a tough round.
Yeah, I think it's very telling that these are the last 2 left standing in the championship, because I think these 2 illustrate a lot of the themes that we've talked about over and over throughout the voting process that make a strong entry, right? It's distilling the numbers, it's using a blend of visuals and text, it's telling a clear story, creating a narrative, arriving at, that pick or that GOAT, which was ultimately the objective of this challenge. And seeing them side by side, I've never really noticed quite how striking it is. Like, they both start with the player-by-player summary stats at the top. They both work through these kind of logical arguments or categories of stats supported with visuals, and they all arrive at their answer at the bottom. So, like, I feel like these 2 were my number 1 and 2, and it's making it really, really hard to vote because they both do so much so well. I think ultimately we've got to start getting a little bit more nitpicky here in the final round. I think one thing Martin did really well is clearly giving a point to Jordan or LeBron, right, in each category. Like, that just came through crystal clear. I think Jonathan's is a bit more polished. Aaron, to your point, like, I think Jonathan has a little bit more of an edge from a design standpoint. They both used really interesting, really strong visuals. They both have great balance. So, very tough one, but I'm glad to see these 2 make the championship, because I think they're very representative of what we're looking for in a strong dashboard for this particular challenge.
Yeah, I very much like them both. You have, up to this point, we started getting stricter and stricter with each round, and at this point, they're kind of both hitting the nail on each category that we would normally use, right, to evaluate them. And in the end, it's kind of interesting that I feel like I'm gravitating more towards one than the other. I, as a person who's looking at it, which one do I find it easier to pull the information from, agree or disagree with the author, and then take all of it in at once? There's one that's doing that for me, big time.
Yeah, just one other thing I'll add is that the sort of executive summary, kind of really easy to pick it up and make sense of it and follow the story on my own. There's one side of me that really loves Martin's for that, and then again, there's some data points that I really care about more than others, and I really love the finals visualization that we've all talked about with Jonathan's towards the bottom. So it's like there's different criteria in me that are kind of that I'm wrestling with. These are 2 really, really great submissions.
Yeah, one other quick thing to add about Martin's here is rereading through each of the text within each of the sections. He really actually does a very good job following like the anatomy of an insight, right? Where he's telling you what he's going to talk about. He gives you the why, and then he gives you the outcome, or way to optimize or make a recommendation here. But he is telling you like, hey, Jordan's performance was slightly better than LeBron's in this category for these reasons, and then for that reason, Jordan gets the point in this category. It's a really great way to apply that BI concept to a challenge like this.
What makes this so interesting is that there is no right or wrong. It really, like the real world when you're creating dashboards, it depends on your end user and your stakeholders. And in this case, it's tough for the contestants because they're trying to appeal to, in this case, four people with very different perspectives and judging criteria. So I think it's just really interesting. Some people are going to prioritize the visual design. Some people are going to prioritize the analytics. And again, no right or wrong, but in my opinion, it's kind of who can balance all of those factors best, to produce the best submission for this challenge. And
one important thing that both contestants should be really proud of themselves for is, as someone who has led and charged money for analysis and deliverables, both of these are deliverables that I would be proud to put in front of a paying client. And that's a really important criteria to pass. I mean, both of these would be very strong client-facing deliverables.
Yeah, that's a great point, Jason. It's funny. It's like you could hand both of these and the conversations would be different, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's like one is almost like a, hey, go digest, here's all of the data and our insights and conclusions, and let us know if you have any questions. The other one is like, here's a great dashboard with conversation starters, and we're going to fill in some more context after the fact. That's a fun way to think about it.
Different clients would respond to each of these, but they both could be very client facing.
Is there any more comments before we move on to voting?
God, this is a hard one. Oh,
tough.
Absolutely.
I don't know what
I think I'm ready.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm almost ready.
Hold on.
Difficult as it was.
All right.
All right.
We're all set. Typed in, set in.
We're ready. Yep.
All right. Let's do it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh!
Oh!
We're gonna need a tiebreaker.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, tiebreaker!
We discussed this. In the case of a tiebreaker, it goes to Enrique's top vote.
Yeah.
Frank, can you consult Enrique's rankings?
Oh,
Wow.
What a time to have to use the tiebreaker.
I love it.
This is amazing.
Fitting,
Unbelievable.
very fitting.
Yeah. We were
I'm gonna
pretty
be
unanimous up through final 4.
Overtime. It's overtime.
It is. This is the
It's
overtime vote.
We've done overtime.
Drum roll.
Ready for it?
Yep.
Yep.
And here we go.
Oh!
Martin takes it.
Nice!
Wow!
Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
That's exciting.
What a game.
And this was a very close one because for Enrique, taking up number 1 spot with Martin in number 2 spot was
Jonathan.
Oh my gosh. That's
Um,
crazy.
Quite a matchup.
All right, fellas. It was a long, hard battle. We have our champion who's going to be winning a full year of Maven, and that is Martin Panger. Let's give him a round of applause, guys.
Congratulations.
Nice work.
Yeah. So he won our grand prize, but we're not letting the final 4 go empty-handed either. So Jerome Debon, Clay Cooper, and Jonathan Vanderwoord, they'll also be winning a prize, which is 1 free month of Maven. Let's give everybody a round of applause, guys. This was freaking awesome.
Nice work, guys.
Yeah, great job. Great job.
Awesome pool of talent.